Good morning, students. Now we start to discuss our next topic, that is anti-Araq movement. This movement was started by the women of Andhra Pradesh against the sale of Araq or alcohol in their neighborhood. It was a spontaneous mobilization of women demanding a ban on the sale of alcohol in their neighborhood in Andhra Pradesh. So let us start with the origin. In a village in the interior of Dubagunta in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh, women had enrolled in the adult literacy on a large scale in the early 1990s. What happened in the rural area of Andhra Pradesh that increased the adult literacy rate among women? When women get together in the classroom, they discussed about their complaint like increased consumption of Araq, locally brewed alcohol by men in their families. The habit had taken deep roots and was ruining the physical and mental health of the people. It damaged the rural economy of the area. Increasing consumption of alcohol led to increased debtness. So there was ill effects of the consumption of liquor or wine over the mental health, over the physical health, and over the economic health of the families. Men remained absent from jobs for a long time, and alcohol contracts engaged them in crime for securing their monopoly over the Araq trade. The worst sufferers were women, as they had to bear domestic violence from their husbands. So, women were beaten up by their husbands. This was one of the important problem before the women of Andhra Pradesh. Women in Nellore come together in spontaneous local initiative to protest against Araq and force closure of the wine shop. So what was the major demand? The demand which put up by the women to put ban over the sale of Araq, over the drinking habit. Women of more than 5,000 villages got inspired and arranged meetings. They passed resolutions for prohibition on drinking and sent them to the district collector, and this was the result that the Araq auctions in the Nellore district for over 17 times. In Nellore district, 17 times the auction was postponed by the district administration because there was a great pressure of the women movement over the administration of that area. Now we discuss that what happened, which steps were taken by the women. But as you know that wine is one of the important source of revenue for the government of that area. That was the reason that in the starting the government did not take any interest in the demand of women, but later they will accept or they accepted the demand of women. Now the next moment, that is Narmada Bachao Andolan. Narmada is a river which originates from Madhya Pradesh and flows from Gujarat. As you know that there is a famous multi-purpose projects built on the Narmada river, that is Sardar Sarovar Dam. 245 villages were affected because of the construction of this dam. The Andolan, Narmada Bachao Andolan. The Andolan started as a protest by the local against the proposed multi-purpose dam called Narmada Bachao Andolan. Multi-purpose projects. When one project is satisfying more than one need, that is known as multi-purpose project. We saw that in Chipko movement, people started to raise their voice related to the conservation of environment as well as to satisfying their need. In this Andolan or in this movement, people also raise the concern related to environmental conservation and the displacement of people. The said project was expected to deliver good quality and quantity of water for drinking as well as irrigation water, increase in agricultural productivity and generate electricity to develop, and self-sufficiency in the states of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. So these were the benefits which were counted by the government of that time, that by this project we are able to get drinking water, irrigation water, as well as producing hydroelectricity, etc. and etc. The project was opposed on the grounds of social cost versus economic cost and sacrifice by rural people for the benefit of urban people and other such factors. So this was the one of the most important cause behind the Narmada Bachao Andolan, that rural people, they were migrated or they were displaced from that place due to the construction of Narmada Bachao Andolan, because it was not a small project. It was a developmental project launched in 1980s in central India. The project comprised 30 big dams, 135 medium dams and 3000 small dams to be constructed over Narmada and its tributaries that flow across 3 states of Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Maharashtra. So 245 villages, if the construction of this Sardar Sarovar Dam completed, then 245 villages from these states were expected to get submerged. Medha Patkar, a social activist, is one of the important figures who led this movement. She raised her voice against the displacement of the people, against the rehabilitation of the people. The Andolan initially demanded with the rehabilitation of the locals who will suffer, but later shifted the demand to total surrender of the project. So in the early phase, this movement was started, that proper rehabilitation of the people, those who displaced from that area. But after that, complete the project must be stopped by the government. As a result, the union government was forced to pass the National Rehabilitation Policy in 2003, and finally, under the pressure of the Narmada Bachao Andolan, the government of India forced to pass National Rehabilitation Policy 2003. So in the Narmada Bachao Andolan, the one and the most important cause behind this movement was that the government did not take any initiative for the proper rehabilitation of the people. Those who displaced from that area, they did not get any benefit from the government. They did not get any proper means of livelihood. That was the reason that this movement was started by the people of these 3 states. Next one, and very important aspect or concept of this chapter, that is, what are the teachings from the popular movements. These movements are the part and parcel of our democratic system. Yes, because in a democracy, the people are the real ruler. If they have any problem, they have right to raise their voice against the bad decision of the government. It helps in understanding the nature of politics in democracy, that which kind of politics is going on in a democratic system, we can see by the popular movement. Because if the government take any bad decision against the interest of the citizen, then we have right to raise our voice against that decision. Help in rectifying the functioning of the party politics. Yes, by the popular movement, because of the pressure of popular movement, so many political parties, they rectifying their functioning. It means सुधार करते हैं, वो अपने कार्यशैली के अंदर सुधार करते हैं. बिकॉज उन्हें पता चलता है कि पॉपुलर मूवमेंट लोगों की मांगे क्या हैं, लोग किस तरह से उस चीज़ को ले रहे हैं. It help in reducing social conflicts. Yes, popular movement reducing social conflicts. For example, in Narmada Bachao Andolan, so many people started their voice for those people, those who displaced from that area and they did not get any proper means of livelihood. So social conflict को रोकने में भी popular movement बहुत बड़ा एक रोल क्या करता है, प्ले करता है. It help in broadening the participation of masses in the democratic setup of the country. Yes, those people, those who are affected by the bad decision, they can participate in a huge number and pressurize the government to set back its decision. It helps in understanding the shortcomings of the present democratic setup. Yes, what are the problems that the people faces? The problems can be removed by the working of popular movement. It helps in understanding the fact that sit-ins, demonstration and rallies disrupt the functioning of the government. In our country, you know that when the people, they started to raise their demand, first of all, they started with rallies, sit-ins, demonstration. So it disrupts the functioning of the government. So these are the important lessons we teach from popular movements. Next and the last topic, that is RTI. Today we have a very important weapon to know about the laws about the working system, about the functioning of government, that is right to information. This movement was started in 1990 when a mass-based organization called MKSS, Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangthan, in Rajasthan took the initiative in demanding records of famine relief work and accounts of laborers. These were the two important demands which were raised by MKSS, that we want to know that how much money spent by the government in the relief work of famine, and laborer, how much money the laborer got. In 2002, a weak Freedom of Information Act was legislated but never came into force. In 2004, a Right to Information Bill was tabled and received presidential assent in June 2005. So this was the date when the RTI Act was passed. So RTI Act plays a very important role in the functioning of the government, because if the people wants to know that a decision which is taken by the government by which procedure, so we have right to know by this act, that is a right to information. In the next video we will start world politics, the chapter first, the era of Cold War. Thank you and have a nice day.